Hey, Board Gamers, BJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo Pot, getting ready for Southern Board Game Fest this weekend, October 14th and 15th. Tickets, badges still available. If you check southerngamefest.com, we got a few slots left for some of our demos and for our badges. And one of those games that we're going to be probably streaming, thanks to iHeart Board Games, and of course, thanks to Flatout and AEG, we've got Cascadia Landmarks. Let's get right to that Game Toppers LLC table and take a look at what's inside the expansion to one of the best games from last year. We're looking at Cascadia by Randy Flynn. Won an award, right? Spiel des Jahres, if I remember right. And this is the expansion for it. Again, it's illustrated by the multi-talented Beth Sobel, who's done so many good games. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start. Maybe some of the best art I've seen is stuff you guys haven't even seen yet, unless you've been online. Evan Halbert, the designer of After the Empire, has a game where he actually just saw Beth Sobel's art and said, I'm going to make a game out of that. I've play tested a couple of times. It looks really cool. So that should be coming out sometime next year. But that's all right. We're talking about Cascadia Landmarks. It's an expansion for Cascadia designed by Randy Flynn with, again, art from Beth Sobel. Jesse from iHeart Board Games is probably going to be streaming Cascadia, and he'd like to stream Landmarks. So you can check it out at Southern Board Game Fest. I'll be carrying it around. So if you want to play this, just hit me up when you get there. Let's take a look at the rule book first. You probably know how to play Cascadia already, right? You're drafting tiles along with animal tokens, and you're trying to match up to the 5 animal in-game goals that come out. What does Cascadia Landmarks do? It's going to include a couple of new mechanics. So it's got these landmark tokens right here with these landmark scoring tiles. And that's going to be some ways to score some more bonus points. But it's also got a bunch of new wildlife scoring cards. 3 in each of the 5 animals, the foxes, the hawk, the salmon, the elk, and the bear. So if you've already played through all of your cards already, this is a way to add some freshness to the base game. The rule book is your typical flat out rule book. It's got the visual description of all the components. We want to see that. Shows you how to get rid of the tiles for the player counts. It's got a cool alternate rule to play quicker. It's got an actual write-up of each of the different wildlife scoring cards. And then it goes into detail about what we do with the landmarks. These are sort of like your Johnny Pack module, right? So Randy Flynn has designed one of these modules that can be added to Cascadia if you wanted to. It's going to use the tiles and it's got these scoring cards that we're going to look at in just a second. Anytime you place a tile into your environment, that adds a 5th or greater tile to habitat. So you're trying to build out those big habitats. You get a chance to place one of the landmark tokens of that habitat tile type onto the tile you just placed. So you're kind of limited, but you can choose one of those. And if you do that, you get to pick one of the available landmark scoring cards and place it next to your environment. So you're grabbing it and you can score those at the end. At that point, you may no longer place a wildlife token on that tile, but so each landmark token you add to your environment reduces your options for placing those wildlife tokens later on, but that's okay. If you can score that big scoring, it might be worth it. So, and of course the corridor is, anytime you can get these colors all to match up in one area. So like here, we've got 5 of these forests there. So he could place the landmark right there if you wanted to. There's some scenarios that you can play with goals. Oh, that's nice. So you can even kind of build out sort of a little campaign. Okay. Of course, Beth did the illustrations. Sean, our friend Sean from Flatout, did the solo mode design. And Robert Melvin, Sean Stankovic, and Randy Flynn designed the scenarios and achievements. So let's take a look and see what's inside the box. This is a tile-based tableau builder. So you're drafting tiles, so you know you're going to get more tiles. And that is kind of the flat out thing. They've got a lot of games that that do tile games, so Cascadia and of course Verdant and Calico, all tile-based games. These punch out fantastic. Nice job. So notice that some of these have a double wildlife on them. Interesting. We've got a bunch of new tiles. In fact, how many tiles come in the box? 45 new habitat tiles, including 15 new keystone tiles. And of course, we've got the pine cones, as we call them. I forgot what they call them. Nature tokens. I mean, we always refer to them as pine cones. So, all right, we got 2 more to punch out. Nice and easy. Oh, these are just super easy. That's these. Nice. I love the artwork on these things. It's simple. It's easy to see from anywhere on the table. And you instantly recognize what we have. Little triple desert there with the salmon. It always confuses me, the salmon in the desert, but hey, that's the game, right? It makes for some good table talk when you see those desert salmon. These just nice job on the printing. This is just super easy to punch. More nature tokens. All right, got that all done. Let's see what else is in there. Oh, what everybody's waiting on. New animal tiles. Got 3 new grizzly bear, each with new unique art. You'll score a single bear with no other bears next to it and at least one unoccupied space adjacent to it. So there's the bear on the edge of the map, right? Nothing on the outside in at least one corner, and then no other bears around it. I like that. That's an interesting one for the bears. We've got the Roosevelt elk with, again, 3 new artwork. I like the way they did it. It's like facing artwork. Yeah, actually, I think it's just reversed. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's reversed, and then another option. Okay. This one says scores per group of elk in exact shape where at least one elk is on a prairie. So put the elk on a prairie and then get that shape and you'll get those points. Okay, I like that. That's interesting. Yeah, each one of them, it looks like they have the same artwork that's just kind of reversed and then a unique piece of artwork. The foxes are always my favorite. The red foxes, this one says scores for each fox, number of unique adjacent habitat types, not including the fox tile. So you're going to want to put the fox, this is a curious fox that wants to roam and see a bunch of different habitats. All right, so we got 15 new wildlife cards to look at. We've got the landmark cards. Oh my God, there's a ton of these. 60 landmark cards. Wow, I was not expecting that. I just glossed right over that. Oh, Bradley would be picking on me because he would have a knife ready to go, and I don't. But they do have the handy-dandy little strip. All right, so remember, you get those 5 habitats in a row, then you can take one of your landmark meeples, which I'm going to show in just a second, and claim that. It's going to lock you out on that wildlife, but you can score. So at that point, for instance, if you get bears in forest, you're scoring for each bear in a forest. So, wow, you lock it in, and then you start putting all the bears on the forest? Or you already have the bears on the forest, I guess? Elk on forest, fox on forest, hawk and salmon. We're looking at unique wildlife. And each one of these landmarks, we've got the forest landmarks. We've got kind of a marshy, swampy looking wetlands, like our swamp base here in Acadiana. We've got the prairies, like the Mamu Prairie, right? We've got the mountains. And there's just tons of these. Wow. There's so much replayability in this thing. I mean, you're only putting out a few of these per game. How many are you putting out? You're putting out 5 cards equal to the number of players. So like in a, or if it's a solo play, you'll flip over 2 from each deck. Wow. So there's 5 scoring decks, and you put a number from each deck equal to the number of players. So 3-player game, you're putting out only 15 cards, and you got 60 of them. This is a lot. Wow. Salmon on the river. Salmon on the river. All right, so that's the landmark. The last thing to look at is, well, we've got a bunch of, extra wildlife tokens. You've seen these before, but I'll show them to you. If you've played Cascadia before, you've seen them. Yeah, these are beautiful discs there. Big, thick discs. I like it. And then the pièce de résistance. Is this the retail edition? These are nice. Look at this thing. Wow. These are huge. There's the marsh and the prairie and the mountain and the forest. Okay, I'm impressed. These are big and thick. All right, so that's everything you get in the brand new expansion of Cascadia Landmarks. It's just hitting retail at the end of this month, but we've got an advanced copy, and we'll have it at Southern Board Game Fest if you want to play it. Come check it out. You might even see Jesse and Melissa and the rest of the iHeart Board Games team streaming this on their Twitch channel at twitch.com/heartboardgames. But we'll have a copy around there at Southern Board Game Fest. Come to Acadiana. Still got a few badges left. Come check it out. I want a big thank you to Flatout Games and to AEG for sending us a copy of Cascadia Landmarks. We're going to get this played on our own Twitch stream channel. I'm going to make sure Jared and I, or maybe Jay before he heads out, get a chance to play it at twitch.tv/BoardGameGumbo. We do our little Tuesday streams like tonight, but normally we're playing a game. So I can't wait to try out Cascadia Landmarks. The landmark thing just looks fantastic. And I want to try all the new scoring cards for all the different wildlife. So we'll see you at Southern Board Game Fest. Until next time, laissez, bon temps, rouler.